Bruce, man. Bruce Willis, man.
Devastating.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Prayers to Bruce Willis. Some healing vibes and healing prayers to my man Bruce. He's going through dementia, frontal temporal lobe. And this is like one of the. There's no cure for this.
That's what I was about to say. I hate to say, like it's like you're just hoping that he gets through it as easy as he can because there's no cure. He's gonna eventually it's gonna deteriorate until his brain just can't operate. It's super super sad. I watched it in my own family with my godfather, and it's awful. You know, somebody who you know your whole life literally looks you in the face and has absolutely no idea who you are. You know, wife of
it's like a 50, room of strangers.
It's so crazy, and it's, you know, this is somebody you love, and when they look at you and they don't recognize you at all, it's hurtful. It's just, you know, it's like, wow, you don't recognize me, you don't know nothing in there, and they're just, their brain can't allow them to access these memories. It's really painful to watch.
I had my tia that lived that lived next door to me when I was a kid. You know, she watched me grow up, and she went through it as well, and I would go over there. The only thing that would trigger her to know it was me, because she my
go
son
in and out.
Yeah, when I would bring my son, she'd be like, "Oh, hi, Mio, hey," you know. But if I went by myself, she's like, "Hi, who are you?"
Yeah.
That's the one that hurts. Is my old neighbor, who is like literally like a second mother to me. She's got that way in her older age. She started to develop dementia, and that's what killed me. Is she remembered my sister. She remembered my mother, and she was like my mom, but she didn't remember me, and that was like so pain. Not like you take it personal, like it's not like she chose, but it just hurt more because she remembered them, but she couldn't. And I was like, you don't remember me, Ryan? And she was just looking at me, and it was like heartbreaking, you know. It's terrible because I mean I still miss her and love her. She was the best, and when you love somebody,
it's hard to see them go through that.
Hard to see them go through that.
Yeah,
that really painful.
That was the hardest. I think it was the trip because, you know, I would go over by myself and be like, "Hi, Tia, what's up?" And then she'd be like, "Hi," but when I bring myself,
it'd be the vacant high. It'd be the vacant high. Like my father's mother, my grandmother. Yeah, like she didn't recognize me at my father's funeral. Wow. Like that's. Yeah. And I already knew the conditions, so I like wasn't taking it any certain way. But like, you know, it's sad when that happens.
Very.
That's why you got to hold the loved ones you got.
Yep.
For as long as you got them.
While they're here.
Put all those things that cause tension between you aside, because you know if you wait too long, it might be too late. So don't wait till it's too late.
Agreed.
Straight up.
Right.
Everybody's always waiting for that right time, or you're waiting for the other person to do it. Best advice is be the bigger person.
I mean, imagine you had years of tension between you and a loved one, right? And by the time you have grown in your, you know, like the time you took to get over it and grow enough to be like, you know what, I'm going to go and apologize and set things straight. By that time, they don't even know who you are because something like this happens. I mean, like how unresolved do you feel? Like,
yeah,
it's like it cannot be an easy thing for a person that has gone through something like that with their family with unresolved issues.
One of the most painful things ever was my uncle, who I called an uncle because he deserved it. You know, like this is somebody who raised me more than my blood uncles, except for one, who my Uncle Danny, who was the best. But anyway, what was really terrible is he taught me and mentored me in business, in life, gave me opportunities and did things that nobody ever did. And we got into an argument, like a bad argument, and we stopped talking for 2 years. And in those 2 years, he got cancer and he died before we ever can reconcile. And he thought he was going to beat it. And what he was going through treatment, and what happened, he wound up developing pneumonia. And in 3 days, he died. So he wasn't prepared to die. They were treating it. He was getting ahead of it. So he wasn't trying to mend things because he didn't think he was dying, but just goes to show you guys, you'd never know. And don't be stubborn, because that guy meant the world to me. And if I was wrong in a lot of ways, but I was too immature to be the bigger person and say, hey, I was wrong. And our relationship means more to me than some stupid ego. And that's what you need to learn, and be that bigger person.
Not for nothing, but that's the thing I was mentioning a couple days ago about pride. You got to put it aside, because pride is good for you at certain times, and other times it is the thing that leads to your downfall, or just your karma just being on the other side.
and pain.
and pain coming to you. So
Right.
yeah,